Level 5, Scale Technique. In this level, we're going to talk about the hold technique. Before proceeding, I want you to go and review the sections on holding the guitar properly. Two main points to that. One, the proper neck angle. So remember the marble test? The marble should roll down towards your body to provide the proper neck angle. And then the other is positioning the guitar up against the side of your body in such a way that the strings are facing towards your audience. And this is going to help provide the proper neck angle for this exercise. One more thing to add to this are fingernails. Yes, you need to cut your fingernails. It's going to make performing this hold and other scale techniques much easier. So it's okay if you paint them, but I need you to cut them short. You can grow them long on your right hand, but make sure you keep them short on your left hand. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is to bring your left hand out like this. The nice straight wrist, and your hand open. We're going to curve the fingers, not the wrist, but the fingers, so that your fingers are pointing back at you while keeping your wrist straight. Then we're going to open up the hand like this, and then we're going to come back to the guitar, and we're going to assign one finger between each fret. These metal pieces here are called frets, and the best place to push a note is just behind the fret, right there. You get the best sound. You avoid that annoying fret buzz, and it's also easier to push the note. Notice I'm on the fingertips on top of the string. One rule I like to use is if I can see your fingernails, then you're not doing it right. See, if you're doing this, then you're not curving your fingers enough. So I want you to curve the fingers in such a way where I cannot see your fingernails. The thumb position is in the center of the hand, so I don't want your thumb up like this. That causes you to bend your wrist. If your thumb is too low, you're going to end up bending your wrist. If your thumb is too far to the left, you're going to end up bending your wrist. And the same, if you move too far to the right, you're going to bend your wrist. So you need to find that sweet spot to where your thumb allows you to maintain a straight wrist. The elbow, I've got it in towards my body. If your elbow is too far out, then you cannot reach with your pinky. So by bringing the elbow in, you're able to get the extension with your pinky. Makes it a lot more comfortable there. It's very important to keep a gap between the fingers, like this. So I don't want your fingers closed up like this. I want you to open up the hand. It's a great stretching exercise when you perform holds. You'll also notice my first finger and my fourth finger, these are both pointing towards the center of the hand. So you shouldn't have to dislocate your shoulder trying to get this finger straight on the fretboard, but it's going to angle in like this. I don't know if you can see this, but see the lines on my fingers? There's one right there on the corner tip, and on the pinky, it's on the corner tip. So these two fingers are straight on, but fingers 1 and 4 are angled in. Our next hold technique is going to involve the fixed finger exercise. While performing a hold, I want you to lift one finger at a time. So I'm lifting my first finger, just like that, while keeping the other fingers in position. And then after you do that for a little bit, then we go to the second finger. We're keeping all the other fingers in position. And then we move to the third finger. This one's kind of tough, but I want you to gain independence in the fingers. This is going to help us in our scale techniques later on. And then finally your fourth finger. It's not too hard for me, but we each have our own weaknesses. So there's my first, second, third, and then fourth. And at first you may not be able to lift some of the fingers. If you're a beginner, you may have trouble getting that third finger up, but that's okay. Just work on the muscles. So this is a great independence and strength builder for your left hand. It's called a fixed finger exercise. Okay, I want you to develop a muscle memory for performing a hold, and the way we can do this is just simply by holding the left hand in position. That's where I got its name, from holds. So what we're going to do is you're going to release, then come back to the strings in the perfect position and hold it for 30 seconds. Just like that. Evaluate your hands. Make sure that all the points we talked about are being executed. And then you release it, and you come back to it. And I just want you to get to where you can effortlessly get back into that position. Kind of like if you're typing, for those of you who type a lot, you're probably pretty good at getting back to the home row keys. Well, that's really what we're doing. We're just establishing these home row keys. Now when you get pretty good at this, you can perform holds on different strings. So you can hold this for a few seconds and then go up to the next level. And then go to the next level. And then to the next level. And then the 5th string hold, and then the 6th string hold. From the side position, when my hand is playing on the 1st string, my thumb is either in the center or on the lower part of the neck to help maintain a straight wrist. And as I move up to the 2nd string, my thumb goes a little higher. As I move to the 3rd string, my thumb goes a little higher. And it just keeps going higher. When I get to about the 5th string, the bottom of my hand starts to make contact with the neck. So at that point, I start to kind of open up the hand just a little bit. And I can't go any higher with my thumb, so I just open up the hand a little bit more as I make it to the 6th string. You can also practice holds in different parts of the neck. So you'll notice as we move down the fretboard, we have to open up the hand further in order to play against the frets. So your ultimate goal would be to perform a hold in the 1st position on these first 4 frets, just like that. Tarantula hands. That's what we want to develop eventually, and then you can practice that exercise here. As you move up the fretboard, the frets get closer together. So it's just different. It's not much more difficult, but it's good to practice up here as well, so you can get used to the distance between frets. And the thumb moves with the hand. Well, continue with that and you're on your way to solid hold technique. And this is going to set us up for scales in the next level. Of course, we got to be able to push notes before we can play notes. And so this is a good foundation for building that. And it's going to set you up for your guitar playing for the rest of your life. I'll see you in the next level.